Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your monthly reading for September 2015. You have a great month ahead. I mean, truly a great month. You have a lot of good stuff coming in, a lot of good energies over the whole entire month. First card you have is the Joker, which if I'm not mistaken, you had this either in my last weekly reading or the week beforehand. I can't remember which. And I said this energy sticks with you for 6 months at least, minimum. Some people will stay with you your whole entire life. It's a great card to get. It really is, because it represents feeling balanced, which Libra wants. Libra wants to be balanced, of course, and it does represent feeling balanced, but it represents feeling it like you can, that you can juggle a lot of situations. The Joker, is like the jester, of the court with the balls juggling, and that's what it represents, is being able to juggle a lot of situations and having it to not be too much. I always say that if a normal person were to have to handle as much as a Joker person, they would have a mental breakdown. They wouldn't be able to do it. But when you have the Joker energy, you can handle a lot, and it doesn't cause you to lose your mind or anything. It's just like you actually thrive on it. You thrive on being that busy, on working that hard, on having just a bunch of things to keep your mind kind of moving. So it's a very positive card. It's a great card, and it's no surprise because you have the Jack of Spades coming up next, which is definitely Libra in the first place. This card definitely represents Libra in a lot of ways, but it can represent feeling young, having a lot of fun this month as well. Even though I think you're going to be working hard, like every other sign has been getting a lot of signs that they would be working very hard this month. But the Jack of Spades is a card that represents having kind of like completed something. Like you can even look, he looks like a Civil War soldier on this card, and I love the imagery on these cards. It's amazing. But he's like somebody who just left basic training is what he looks like on this card, and that's what it represents. It's like you kind of have graduated now from your basic training from the universe, and you're really kind of moving forward here in life in general. I think, and I've said this before, I'm not an astrologer, but I think astrologically as well this month, it's like, a big month of just everybody kind of being pushed forward, moving forward, things working out in a lot of better ways, So just know that is coming in and that energy is available to you, but you're also going to be using this energy a lot. Next, you have the Five of Hearts. This card represents having some options, having some different paths that you could choose, and really it's all about picking the one that aligns with you the most, that feels right in your gut. It's kind of like, and the interesting thing is, it's almost like that no matter what path you pick in whatever you're trying to accomplish, it's not going to necessarily be wrong, because you'll still get to the same point and you'll still get to the same place. But if you pick something that's like against what you believe, then it could take longer with a lot more roadblocks and learning. We have this whole Uranus thing going on, and again, I'm not clear on the whole thing because I'm not an astrologer, but it's all about what have you learned and learning, and all this other stuff. Or it might be Saturn. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this stuff, so definitely don't quote me on that. But I would encourage you to watch your favorite astrologer, and I'm sure they'll fill you in more, because it's definitely represented in the cards. But it's all about, did you really learn what you were supposed to learn in picking a path? But you do have a card that represents success, so I think you will pick the right path. I think you will be successful because of it. Six of Clubs is all about success. That's really its only meaning. It brings in a lot of growth, which is success, and it's one of the few cards in the deck that really only has one meaning, that doesn't really kind of go anywhere else. But it does mean that you've been working very hard, and that definitely comes up again because you have the Nine of Diamonds coming up next. Nines are all about achievements, things that you have earned, so it's like you've been working very hard. No surprise, again, the Jack of Spades working very hard. Think about it. Like I said, it's almost like a guy coming back from basic training. Basic training is very difficult. So this is definitely you earning an achievement. Nine of Diamonds is like a lot of good stuff coming in, a lot of good stuff trickling in. And I always say a trickle because the Nine of Diamonds, it wants to be the Ten of Diamonds, which is the very stable, in a very stable position. Nine of Diamonds is still incredibly positive, but it's almost like just things are starting to trickle in, and you're working your way towards that Ten of Diamonds in your life. And I think this month what's important is that you'll start to see things changing. You'll catch glimpses at first, but then things will start to happen where things start improving, and then it's just going to build from there. And that's really what this card represents. It kind of represents that building of improvements in your life, and you're definitely going to feel that this month. So overall, incredible month. I mean, anytime anybody has the Joker, I always say that you're going to have an incredible, whatever, week or month, depending on what I'm reading for, because it just represents a lot of work and it represents a lot of good things. And just the stuff that you can handle with that card is incredible. So enjoy it, and thank you for watching this video.